Hi, everybody. Welcome to week 5. It's Monday, October 5th, and I just wanted to go over what we'll be doing this week. So, there's quite a bit of work in this 101 class this week. Of course, you can always start off if you're working your way through the modules, which is recommended. You click on the information for week 5 module. You can see the assignments. We are skipping ahead to chapter 8 in Outliers. If you want to read all the chapters that we're skipping now, you can. But for this week, the assignment is to read, annotate, and really study and engage with chapter 8 in Outliers. You also will be reading chapter 5 in They Say, I Say. There's a link here that's going to talk about, and I'm going to click through the links in the module. So there's one that talks about how to see my feedback on your papers. I have not, I'm still kind of working, I have not finished. I'm working my way through giving feedback on the papers. Also this week, we're really going to start to focus on MLA. MLA stands for the Modern Language Association, for those of you who don't know. That's an academic association that's made up mostly of teachers and higher ed professionals. And so the biggest thing that MLA does for students and for writers and researchers is it gives us a framework for citing and listing the sources that we cite in our work. So looking ahead, thinking about Essay 2, I know you're still finishing up Essay 1, but we're going to start looking at Essay 2 because you will have to do in-text citations. And then, of course, there's a discussion, so you want to make sure that you contribute there and respond to 2 classmates. Okay, so moving through the links, again, there's a page here on formatting. Watch the videos. If you have questions, let me know. If you'd like me to make my own video, I'm happy to do that. Just send me an email saying, could you please make a video talking about MLA? But please do watch these first, because everything that I would say would be what these other, existing formats already say. A style sheet here, just a PDF that you can scroll through. Print out if you'd like. The quiz on chapter 5 from They Say, I Say. The Essay 2 prompt, which actually you were able to see last week. I just moved it so it's staying with us as we move forward in time. So here's the question that you're answering, right? So in 2 chapters, Rice Patties and Math Tests and Marita's Bargain. In both of those chapters, Gladwell talks a lot about something that he calls meaningful work. So, we're picking up on, we get a sense, I think, of this point, what Gladwell's thesis is in terms of how one becomes successful. And so in both of these chapters, he's really developing and providing more examples of hard work, meaningful work, how that contributes to success. And so the question that you're answering in Essay 2, what makes meaningful work the key concept for understanding Gladwell's point in both of those chapters? So, this week you're assigned Chapter 8, Rice Patties and Math Tests. You'll be reading Marita's Bargain as well, thinking about what is the main point he's trying to make. He gives us all these examples and statistics and other types of evidence, and he does that because he's trying to illustrate a point, right? So we want to identify the point, and then the question that you're being asked to respond to in Essay 2, what makes meaningful work a key concept in understanding the point? Okay, so you're kind of connecting concepts with those chapters, right? In terms of the length, it's a longer paper, at least 3 pages. Following standard formatting guidelines, no changes there. And then as far as due dates go, a rough draft will be due on the 18th. You're not going to peer review this time. A few people, more than a few people actually had some questions. Canvas seemed to kind of not fully work the way it's intended in terms of assigning peer reviews. It felt, for me at least, that, while the majority of you, I think, did it okay and didn't have problems, I also felt that maybe for this essay, we'll switch it up. Instead of doing a peer review during the week of the 19th, right? So you submit a rough draft to me on Canvas, but then the week of the 19th, you're going to workshop with a lab faculty member. And I can explain more about how you access that at a later date. And then the final draft for, final grading from me will be due on the 1st of November. So talking about like what makes an effective introduction or a better introduction, you can read through all of the material here. And then you'll be submitting by this Sunday just a rough draft, right, of your intro paragraph of Essay 2. Okay. The next two things I want to point out, and then the link here taking you to Canvas, one of the student guides of how do you see instructor feedback on your work. The gradable discussion this week, so do try to converse with each other, try to use each other's names. It does help create that sense of community, even though we are all over the place in our different homes. We're not physically together, we're virtually together, so please do try to communicate with each other as if it were a conversation in person. The community forum is still there. Looks like there is actually a new question. I'll have to take a look at that. But what I wanted to show you next is this. Okay, so this is kind of a new feature, if you will. It came out of a conversation I had with someone in the class. I know that being online can sometimes feel isolating. And so this I'm calling it a chat room. It's really a discussion forum. I won't be looking at this. It's not a place to ask me questions. It's a place for you to talk with each other, right? So say there's a particular assignment and, maybe you understand what it is, but you want to talk to somebody about it, a classmate. You want to see what ideas each other have. That's what this is for, right? Not graded, not required, but it's there. The other option, excuse me, I skipped forward to the next, or to the week one. The other option for communicating with each other, right, is this. I activated recently the chat function. So if there were more people online right now, you would see it. And it's very much a chat. You would just start typing, you could select the person that you want to talk to. There are emojis. Can't just try to make it a little fun. But it's another way to communicate with each other. The last thing I'll offer is students have asked, is it possible for me to hold, weekly or bi-weekly Zooms for the whole class? I'm happy to do that. I think what I'll probably do is make a discussion board or a poll or survey of some kind to get a sense of when it would be good to hold this type of Zoom. It probably won't be weekly. It'll probably be bi-weekly. Meaning every other week. And it would just be a chance for students to drop in and, I'll be there. It would be similar to my office hours, but my office hours are just individual at this point. This would be something that, the entire class would be able to access simultaneously with me. So I'm happy to do that. At some point this week, I will send out some kind of survey device so I can get a sense of when is a good time to hold that type of session. So look for that. If you have questions, let me know. We are at week 5, as I said. So that also means as an instructor, what I was required to do was submit 2 types of reports. One was an attendance report. I think everyone in this class had satisfactory attendance. If you receive a notice that you have unsatisfactory attendance, there's plenty of time to address that, to just make sure you post to the discussion boards. That's the measure of attendance for the class. The second thing that I was required to do this week as the teacher was a starfish report. The starfish system is something that college uses. It's an early alert system. So if early on now, week 5, if a student has a lot of absences or missed work, etc., this kind of is a way for faculty to let support services know. And so we can intervene and support and mediate and make sure that, students get back on track and have the support they need. So you might be getting a message from me through Starfish that says, keep up the good work, you're doing great. Or you might be getting a message that says, I noticed you missed some assignments, or, you haven't, completed any discussions. How can we get you on track? How can I help? So all of that is meant to be supportive and encouraging, not punitive. If you have any questions about anything, let me know. So again, there is quite a bit of work to do this week in this 101 class. It's a demanding class, and I appreciate the hard work everyone's putting in. If you have questions about any of the assignments, let me know. Connect with each other here, connect with each other using chat, and hopefully everybody has a great week. Okay, I'll see you later. Bye-bye.